Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Face First podcast, where we dive face first into everything sports. I'm Eden.
I'm Dugan.
And I'm Jonah.
And today we got a lot of stuff on the slate: NFL, some UFC, and some basketball to wrap it up. But of course, where we're going to begin is the Buccaneers versus Bears games. Game went way worse than we expected for the Bears. Justin Fields looked awful, and I'm going to talk about him later, but Brady just threw 4 touchdowns on this defense, completely shredded them. I thought the Bears defense would do a little bit better, but
sadly they did not.
No, the only thing good that went for Chicago's way was they got that running back, Khalil Herbert, who he was the first running back to go over 50 yards, let alone he had 100 against that Tampa defense. But that's about all they had. I think Justin Fields had like 3 interceptions and like 2 lost fumbles or something like that.
Yeah, he was turning over the ball like crazy.
Threw for like 80 yards only. So, I mean, the game was just completely awful. So, what I want to say about Justin Fields is, can we say anything about his ceiling so far? Because so far he's had only really one
It's 3 games. He only played 3 games.
This was his fifth game, 5.5, if you consider when he came in week 2, and he's just not looked impressive at all in 5.5 games. And all the other quarterbacks have like worse situations or just as bad. Trevor Lawrence has a terrible O-line.
Zach Wilson sucks.
Zach Wilson has a terrible O-line. Mac Jones is missing 4 of his O-line starters, and he's doing okay. Lawrence is obviously getting better. All other quarterbacks have at least shown us something, have shown us some like talent, but Justin Fields is just, he's not really running the ball dominantly, but he's not passing the ball dominantly, and he just can't hit. And so he's got a decent supporting cast too, and he just can't hit Allen Robinson or Darnell Mooney at all, and his inaccuracy is a problem.
The Bears just drafted another Trubisky.
Well,
maybe worse than Trubisky, honestly, because even Trubisky in his rookie
Trubisky
year,
had him winning games for
they're
a year.
at least gonna like give him more chances. They're not just
he'll
gonna
have
instantly get rid of him.
Yeah, no,
He's
they
supposed
invested
to be the franchise quarterback.
Yeah, they invested a lot into him, so obviously they're going to give him this year and like next year. But I don't like. I compare his ceiling to like.
Looking good for him.
I compare him a lot to, I think, like Jalen Hurts. I think in a way, like he's a player whose highs could be really high, but his lows are going to be just like all-time bad NFL games, and he's not going to really be consistent at all. Yeah. And I think like the best he could hope for is like a slightly better Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I could see that. Maybe to me, like pure ceiling is like peak RG3, but even then it wouldn't be sustainable.
Yeah, if he has to run that much,
it'd be like 1 year of that level, and then he'd be nothing again.
But it's going to be mainly a passing attack, especially if Matt Nagy remains the coach.
I don't think he's got much longer there.
He's about to get axed.
I mean, he's got the.
He should be.
I mean, maybe that's why he's playing Justin Fields, saying, "I got the excuse of a rookie quarterback. Do you really want to fire a head coach?"
Yeah.
You know, during the rookie quarterback
an article,
season,
someone was like, "That's what's going to happen this year," and it is happening.
I feel like he'll get 1 more year, but we'll see what happens with him.
The real big thing from this Bucs-Bears game, though, Tom Brady threw his 600th NFL touchdown.
Unbelievable.
Pretty crazy.
That is twice as many as John Elway, who was considered like a top 5, top 6 quarterback of all time. And I get the eras are different and all that, but Brady's been great when he was 20, 30, and now 40. So he's got the longevity argument, but he's been great for such a long time. It's like LeBron in NBA. It's ridiculous. So he ended up getting 4 touchdowns, so he's at like 602 now.
But the thing is, with this 600th ball, Mike Evans didn't realize what touchdown he just caught, and he handed that ball to one lucky fan. And that fan, he had the ball. Obviously, the Buccaneers wanted to get it back for Tom, and they sent a little negotiation to him.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what he ended up taking. He got 1 Bitcoin that Tom Brady threw in himself, 2 Tom Brady signed jerseys and a helmet, 1 Mike Evans signed jersey and his game cleats, $1,000 credit at the Buccaneers team store, and 2 tickets for the remainder of this season and next season.
So he got plugged, but you guys, we were saying we would have kept the ball.
Yeah.
We're like, that's not enough.
That ball's probably gonna sell for way more
half
than
a million.
They said 600,000 for an estimate of it.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's a lot, dude.
It is pretty cool to get a Bitcoin.
But would you? Okay, there's those two options.
Tickets.
There's keeping the ball and taking this trade. But the guy that got the ball, all he wanted was a round of golf with Tom. So
yeah, at the end he didn't even get what he wanted.
I'm gonna ask Dugan, what are you taking? You taking the golf, the ball, or the trade?
You know what Dugan's taking.
I think he's gonna take the ball.
I'd take the trade.
The trade.
The trade.
Yeah, take the trade. Why not?
Trade, yeah.
Because then you're kind of an asshole if you keep the ball too.
Oh yeah, you're definitely a prick if you take the ball.
You know, if it was like Aaron Rodgers' 400th touchdown.
Oh yeah, if you're a fan of the team, I'll
definitely take the trade because he's still got Bitcoin. Mm-hmm. They said it's estimated at $63,000.
Yeah, and it's only going up right now.
Plus, he got all the signed shit. He could sell that for money. He probably won't. He'll just keep it.
Oh yeah, if he's a real fan, which I assume he is.
He got a $1,000 credit at the store, dude, and he gets to go to all the games now.
Yeah, this year and next year.
Sick, dude.
And I'm sure that includes playoffs too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
the home playoff games.
He plugged. I mean, so it's just like. It makes the most sense for everyone involved.
So to confirm, you're taking what the guy took.
Yeah.
What are you taking then?
I'd just because it's Tom Brady, I'll do the trade.
You do the trade?
I'll do the trade. Yeah.
Hey.
I know.
I'm taking that motherfucking ball, baby.
I'm taking that $600K.
I'm taking $600K, bro.
But
hey, guess what? I'm putting that $600K into Bitcoin. See me on the moon, baby.
Hey, while we're speaking on Tom Brady, though, there was a lot of MVPs heading into this week.
Tom's playing MVP.
Do you think he took over that MVP race? Because because Tom Brady is 6-1 now.
No,
I know Murray's 7-0, but Brady has, I think, the most passing touchdowns in the league, the highest rating,
Murray's the MVP,
and the most yards.
I think right now it is a race between the two guys you're talking about. Kyler's been balling all year, but so is Tom.
But his last couple games haven't been.
You know another sleeper? Mr. Back-to-back, potentially. Aaron Rodgers is 17 touchdowns, 1 interception in the last 6 weeks.
That's pretty sick.
I think Brady's 19-1.
Yeah,
with more yards.
Yeah, it's gonna come down to probably those cast of guys.
So obviously record's gonna play a big part, but if they all at least have 13 wins, which I think the Packers, the Cardinals, and the Rams, got to think about Stafford too, and the Buccaneers. I think they'll all be around 13 to maybe even 14 win teams. Got to think about Dak too. A lot of quarterbacks playing at a fucking MVP level. Herbert and Lamar kind of took a step back in that. We know it's not going to be Mahomes this year. He's already got way too many turnovers. Mahomes is thrown away
the MVP already.
Yeah.
I've seen on Twitter he's been on 2 of the last 3 Madden covers.
And generally, that curse
your
is catching up to him eventually. To win the MVP too.
Yeah, true.
You can't be like a 500 team.
Yeah, you got to be a top dog.
Yeah, you got to be dominant. You got to make the playoffs.
If it were to be a non-quarterback, though, Derrick Henry would be so deserving. Nobody is more important to their team than Derrick Henry.
Hey, Masha, look up if Adrian Peterson won an MVP.
Yeah, it's basically a quarterback award now.
Did AP win
AP won an MVP.
Yeah,
he did.
He did. And comeback player of the year in the same season, I think. 2013. Yeah, that was his comeback year, too. And that was the last time it was a non-quarterback. But yeah, I mean, that's just how important Derrick Henry is, though. And there's 2 teams now in the AFC South, the Colts and the Titans, who are
heating up.
They are heating up and looking like legit contenders. Carson Wentz, I think it's like in his last 6 games or 5 games, he's like 10 touchdowns, only 1 interception. He had an impressive win against the 49ers. The Titans had a just complete blowout of the Chiefs. Chiefs continue to just have a problem. Mahomes had a little injury scare, but he's going to continue playing. Yeah. Only 200 yards and 2 picks from Mahomes. Couldn't get anything going. No touchdowns at all from the Chiefs. And the Titans' defense, it's not like...
It's not good.
What did I tell you, though, Dugan? A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
A.J. Brown was about to start going off. And
it's good. I got him on my fantasy team. Fuck yeah!
I told you he'd come through for you. But yeah, that's got to put Titans now in the race in the AFC, and I don't think the Colts are too far behind them.
Titans
so
beat
these
the Bills too. I mean, this is
that's true.
Yeah.
That's
a team that can play with anyone in the loaded AFC. I mean,
and they got weapons on offense, and they got a couple key guys on defense.
They're what they did on
not
defense.
Not as high on the Colts. The defense still
I like the Colts
last year to me.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And
but
the offense still doesn't look like last year. They're just not going to be as good as they were last year.
I think the offense will.
I think the offense will click once Carson gets more time.
Yeah, and Ty Hilton coming back. I think the offense will.
Because
Jonathan Taylor has had 4 straight games with over 100 scrimmage yards and a touchdown. He's been killing it for my fantasy team, number 2 running back right now. But I like the Colts defense more, but the Titan defense was surprising against the Chiefs. I have no idea how they held them to 3 points.
Who do you think wins the division out of these two?
Oh, it's close.
Titans.
I think the Titans are 1 game ahead right now. I think
they're Colts
5
are 3-4.
I thought the Colts are 4-3.
No, they're 3-4.
Mesha, can you confirm that?
Yeah, Titans are 5-2. Colts are 3-4.
Yeah. See, they
play this week though.
2 games behind. Yeah, but I think the Colts
are within 1 week, one game behind if they beat the Titans. But I think see them beating the Titans.
They play each other this week. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So if the Colts win, so if the Colts win this week, that's a huge win for them, and they're right in the thick of it. So those are. I don't think they'll win either. I think the Titans are just too high powered for them. But it's gonna be a big running back game between Taylor and Derrick Henry. That being said, though, about the Colts opponents, the Niners, Jimmy G was back. Running back Earl Mitchell was there. Their defense missing like a couple guys, but it's still supposed to be a good defense. And Shanahan and the Niners lost, 20-15 or 20-18 to the Colts? It was something like that.
No, it was worse than that.
I think the Colts might have gotten extra touchdown.
30-18.
Yeah, it was 30-18. So they took an ass whooping.
Yeah,
it was really rainy there, so I guess. But I mean, that's an excuse for both teams.
They play in the rain all the time. Like it's
in San Francisco.
Anywhere, dude. They'll play in the rain.
I mean, if you're an NFL quarterback, you better be able to play in the rain.
Yeah,
that's
if you're
no
a receiver,
excuse.
you better be able to catch it in the fucking rain.
So, yeah, the defense is not as good as we thought it was. We thought Shanahan was only good with Garoppolo because he has such a big winning record with Garoppolo, and without Garoppolo, I think he's like 6-18 or something like that. So now it's like if you're bad with Garoppolo, and that's the guy you were supposed to be good with, is Shanahan overrated as a coach? Because he's thought of as in like this McVay
as a
class,
fucking guru or whatever.
Yeah, as an offensive guru.
I don't know. This is a Niners team that's only 2 years removed from a Super Bowl appearance.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. Like they can still turn it around. It's
a
long season, especially now that it's 17 games.
He's had some bad coaching jobs in the Super Bowls, though, being the offensive coordinator for the Falcons in the Patriots Super Bowl.
Hey, we don't talk about that, Atlanta.
And he was the head coach for the Niners, when they faced the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, and they are up 20-10 and blew that. But I mean, he's definitely a coach. You got to give some time. And do you guys think the season's lost, for the Niners? Because if it is, I would just kind of start Trey Lance.
They're not going to win the division.
The season is lost as long as Jimmy G is still the starter.
Well, no.
They're not winning anything this year. You're wasting time not giving Trey Lance.
No, Trey Lance look like shit when he does play, though. So it's like.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. If they lose like one more game and then they know they're probably not even making the wild card, then I would just put Trey Lance in there, play him for like the remaining 8 or 9 games or whatever it is, and then see what you got in Trey Lance. Get him some confidence as a rookie. He sat on the bench. He learned some. He took some first team reps. See what you got in him,
Yeah, gear up for next year.
And we're going to move on, though, to the AFC, and particularly the AFC North.
How about them Bengals, baby?
How about them Bengals? Now, this was a game, I only bet like $10 on it, but I took the Bengals with the points because they had +6.5. which I thought was too much for an explosive offense. But the Ravens did kind of scare me because their defense last week against the Chargers was really, really good. And this just impressed me even more with the Bengals. I think they're top of that division now, and they just beat the Ravens 41-17. Burrow and Chase are looking like, a top 5, maybe top 3 connection in the league.
Top 1, baby.
Top 1, yeah.
I mean, in terms of fantasy points.
The way they've been playing, they're top 1
points
right now.
So how do you see this division playing out? How do you guys see this
I think it's going to come down to these two teams, obviously.
Yeah.
And it's going to be the Bengals are going to sneak in. Joe Burrow is going to take this in his second year, his first real year,
Yeah.
And he's going to take him to the promised land.
I love Lamar this year. He proved me wrong, but they just got too many injuries, and that Bengals defense is playing a lot better. And Joe Burrow's just got that swagger, that confidence.
He looks
to
like
him.
a guy, bro.
Yeah, and he's got such a good receiving core, underrated tight end.
The Bengals just need to bolster up that offensive line.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. That's their last problem. And if they address that in this next draft and they hit, they are going to be a force to reckon with in the AFC for a while. So yeah, Brown's pretty much done there. They're missing a lot of guys, and even if Baker comes back, he's not going to be good.
Yeah,
well,
it's a lost season for them.
Lost season.
Go ahead and say it at this
lost
point.
season for them. Steelers, they've not enough offense.
Steelers are wasting the year with a farewell tour for Ben Roethlisberger.
They are officially on the Aaron Rodgers hunt for next year. That's probably what they are banking on there.
That would be insane.
But I mean, hey, while we're on Rodgers, though, we should probably jump over to what the Packers did.
It was the defense that impressed me more than Aaron. Aaron Rodgers was just classic Aaron Rodgers.
They did what they needed to do, put up 24 points. Taylor Heineke, I don't know what he was doing when he dived at that goal line and they were short.
They had several other goal line stops.
The Packers defense
was stout, actually.
They came through on the goal line defense, and the Washington offense, obviously it's not a great offense, but I'm not going to say they're slouches either. So to hold them to was it 10 points?
10 points.
Yeah, to hold them to 10 points. They didn't have a good rushing day against the Packers. And they still got some injuries, We still know Zadarius Smith is out, but they added
Jair Alexander is out?
Yeah, Jair's still out, but they added Jalen Smith and Whitney Merciless to that defense. So I'm expecting them to get even better. Sucks for Washington. Their season's basically lost now, and they're probably going to be hunting for a quarterback this next year because Heineke just ain't it. What do you think, Jonah?
He's not the future.
No. He's just a guy.
He's just a hold the passage kind of guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just a guy. But speaking of the Packers, though, this Thursday we are getting a treat. Usually these type of games don't happen on Thursdays. These high quality games. Packers are going on the road to face the number 1 team, undefeated Cardinals.
And unfortunately, they'll be a little light-handed without Devontae Adams.
Yes,
Alan Lazard and our defensive coordinator, Joe Barry.
Yeah, I had no idea they were missing
Joe
Lazard
Barry not
too,
being there might be a blessing.
we hate, this is anti-Joe Barry podcast. We hate Joe Barry.
Packers are top 5 defense statistically this year. Bend but not break. Just like the Super Bowl year.
Shout out
even
Joe
with all
Barry.
the injuries.
Yeah, but I mean to the more higher our offense power teams that they play.
We'll see how they do.
Bad. But we'll see.
Definitely
they got some
learn
new
a lot
players
on Thursday.
But Adams missing in this game while the Cardinals got Hopkins,
all their weapons,
AJ Green, Rondell Moore. It's just and their running backs, and Chandler Jones is coming back just in time for this game as well. And the Packers are still missing Bakhtiari too, so Chandler Jones is just gonna kill it on that side of the field.
I'm not gonna say we're gonna lose, bro. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Rodgers can do it. Rodgers.
If anyone's capable of doing it, it's Rodgers.
Yeah,
Rodgers just shoot out with
Rodgers.
Kyler Murray.
I'll say it. 35-24 Cardinals.
Yeah, I could see it. My prediction was 30. I'm gonna go 38 Cardinals, 27 Packers.
31-30 Packers.
In a close game.
A nail biter.
Book it. Yeah.
Crosby game winner.
Magic.
Crosby game winner.
Crosby game winner.
Ooh.
Again. for the millionth time.
I'm just going with the Cardinals just because, no Adams and
potentially no Adams.
Potentially no Adams, yeah. But I mean,
because he can get in. I think he needs 2 positive tests, 24 hours apart.
But if Jair's missing and we
positive?
just yeah. But if Jair's missing and they got to cover these guys, there's just too many weapons on the Cardinals. And Kyler Murray himself runs a 4.3 40.
Yeah.
They're just going to have the ball for too long. I don't see Aaron Rodgers getting a lot of opportunities to score here.
Yeah, not having Jair, that's another weaker corner that has to come in to cover one of their 5 options to throw the ball to. It's just gonna be. I think it's gonna be a bad night for the Packers defense, and Aaron Rodgers is gonna have to keep up in a gunfight with Kyler, and Kyler's got way too many weapons, and Rodgers is gonna do his thing, but he's just gonna fall a little short.
Yeah, Rodgers definitely, his stat line will be impressive, but they'll lose somewhere between I think they'll lose by at least 10.
Yeah, it's crazy this matchup, Aaron versus Kyler. It's like we're seeing a new age of young guys coming into the league,
tearing it up.
And with that being said, the homie Eden here has got a new top 5 for this week.
Yeah, so as you guys know, I always do a top 5 segment, and we've been talking about Jamar Chase a lot, so I'm going to talk about who I think are the current top 5 rookies in the NFL. I'm going to state my reasons why, but anyway.
And we're going to crucify you if you get it wrong.
Well, number 5, you might crucify me for it, but I mean, he's the only quarterback who's somewhat successful, and it's Mac Jones. He is averaging 255 yards per game. He's got 10 touchdowns, 6 INTs. They're 3-4, but just as well, they could have beat the Cowboys. They could have beat the Buccaneers. They should have won that Dolphins game.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
I know. But they're still 3-4, and he's still the most successful quarterback in the class, so I got to give him number 5.
I'm definitely not mad at that one. That's a good... Because he really has... Him being any higher than 5, I would have been kind of pissed, but you said... No,
I definitely wasn't going to put him any higher than 5.
Like you said, he's getting W's, and he's being productive.
He's being very productive, and if you take away that one Saints game, then he's got 9 touchdowns to 3 interceptions, and it just looks so much better.
Yeah. Future's bright out there in New England.
Yeah, and he's definitely a gamer. Number 4, this is a guy who probably would have been higher a couple of weeks ago, but stuff transpires and you got to change your list, But number 4, I'm still going to have Micah Parsons in there. In the 6 games they've played, he's been kind of a leading force into why, they're 5-1. The defense has been very good for them. He's got 32 tackles in that game, in those games, 3 sacks, and he's always just sideline to sideline, disrupting plays, making tackles on running backs and tight ends. He's good in coverage. I got to have Micah Parsons at 4. Best defensive player from this draft, for sure.
Yeah.
Number 3, this is a guy who climbed up my boards in the last couple weeks, and that's going to be Najee Harris.
Yep.
He's just been single-handedly carrying the Steelers for the last couple games here. And in 6 games, he has 632 scrimmage yards and 4 touchdowns. Not a lot of touchdowns, but he's the guy who basically moves the chains for them. And the way they're using him, his career will be done in 2.5, 3 years if they keep giving him the amount of touches they keep giving him.
He takes a lot of beating.
Yeah, they need to solve that quarterback issue there and help Najee out so he doesn't have to carry the ball so much. Number 2, I got to go with the best left tackle from this draft. He's graded a 78 on Pro Football Focus, which is graded as the 4th best tackle in the NFL. He's allowed only 1 sack through 6 games, and he's only had 2 penalties called on him. Great left tackle is probably the second most important position in the league after quarterback, so I got to put him at 2. And number 1, Jonah, I think you know who this is.
That boy!
It's that boy. Jalen Watt. No, I'm just kidding. Jamar Chase.
Jamar motherfucking Chase.
Jamar Chase.
He's been on a tear.
Hey, honorable mention Jalen Waddle, though.
Yeah,
no,
I honestly was thinking about Waddle. I was like, Waddle be right there at 6 or 7.
Miami's just a doomed franchise.
Yeah, he's had some great games. But I got to go, obviously, Jamar Chase, number 1. 7 games they've played, they've come to a 5-2 record. He has 754 yards and 6 touchdowns, which outside of, I think, Cooper Kupp and Devontae Adams, I think that's the most yards in the league, and like
he's a top 5 touchdowns. He's a top 5 receiver, not even just a top 5 rookie this year.
Yeah, he's definitely a top 5 receiver in the league.
Statistically, he has to be.
Yeah, he's only got 35 catches, but that makes it even more impressive. He's averaging 21.
Yeah, he's a big play
yards
guy.
a catch,
and
which
he's got
I think
lots of big plays.
Yeah,
and
he's a physical guy too, which is impressive.
I sent a link to the chat we have that him and Randy Moss are like the first rookies with I think it's 500 yards and 6 touchdowns through their first 6 games or whatever. Like it's insane.
He's on an unprecedented.
He's literally like a like that.
Thank you.
He's chasing generational talent right now.
He really is, and if he continues this pace with Burrow, he's gonna end up at like 1,500 yards, 13 touchdowns. And I know you remember I said this, Jonah. I asked you, do you think he could reach the peak that Matt Ryan and Julio reached at their peak? And we both were kind of hesitant and said, we don't know if they'll be that good enough. But now I'm kind of a believer on them. I think they could reach that peak that Julio and Matt Ryan reached. Certainly at least the one Stafford and Calvin Johnson reached as well.
Yeah, I don't know about Stalvin.
Well, maybe not
Stalvin.
I don't know about Stalvin and Cafford level.
Maybe not like individual game wise, but like in the playoffs, and stuff like that, and just records.
It's definitely exciting to watch. I don't know if they can get that high because Calvin Johnson's a Hall of Famer.
Well, yeah, Julio is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer as well, though.
For sure. Yeah, they're going to be an exciting duo to watch for many years to come. And if you're Cincinnati, you just got to do everything you can to keep them there.
So get them an indoor practice facility.
Yeah, build a fucking indoor practice facility, Cincinnati. What are you doing?
So, and just some general stuff, though, to wrap up the NFL. As we know, Cardinals facing the Packers, 7-0 versus 6-1. Cowboys are coming back. Tampa, I forgot who they were facing next week, but they got a pretty easy schedule remaining. Seahawks are still fucked with the missing Russell Wilson. 49ers are not looking too good. So we kind of know what the NFC is. We're going to get more from the Cardinals and Packers.
Now, on to our next topic, which is Paulo Costa missing weight horribly for his fight against Marvin Vettori last Saturday. The motherfucker came in super heavy. They agreed to a catch weight of 195. The fight was supposed to happen at middleweight, but then it ended up getting moved up again to light heavyweight. And Costa came into the fight weighing, on fight night, 226 pounds. So
yeah,
the man,
that is...
I can't believe he ever was fighting at middleweight. I mean, it's also just like, it's shitty to just make your opponent move like up in weight class for just because like you're fucking up
because of your fault. That's why I'm glad they got to give away like 30% of their
20%. But
is it 20%?
Should have been fucking more since he had
I thought it used to be 30%.
It's 20.
It is 20, but that's still a good.
They reported it as 20.
Gotcha. That's still a good chunk to give away, and I'm glad for those fighters because they did everything they could to make the scales and get into that fight. And I'm just glad Paulo Costa lost his fight. Mm-hmm. Fuck him. He absolutely deserved to lose. And the next thing we got looking forward to in the UFC is UFC 267. And now on paper, this doesn't really seem like the best card.
On paper, it's nice, dude.
I don't know. When I just look at the main event, Jan Blachowicz versus Glover Teixeira. And I'm like, I respect Glover. He's kind of like the Anderson Silva of his division because he's so old and he's still in title contention. But Jan is going to win that fight easily. I feel bad for Corey Sandhagen having to fight Peter Yan. I see Peter Yan winning that easily. Which is, why did I don't
know, dude. I wouldn't go so far as to say it's going to be easy. Corey Sandhagen is a very effective striker.
No, I respect Corey Sandhagen, definitely. I think he's good, but why did I join Sterling? Did he have to get surgery or something? Why did he vanquish the belt?
He didn't vanquish. He didn't relinquish that shit. You said vanquish. He didn't relinquish it. They just made it. This is
this an interim fight?
It's an interim fight.
I think it should be for the real title. I still think it's so stupid how. I mean, yeah, I get it. Disqualification, you gotta lose your title, but I mean, this is the real bantamweight championship fight to me because Corey Sandhagen's been winning for a long time.
Sandhagen also won that fight against fucking TJ Dillashaw. Fuck those stupid ass.
Yeah, he definitely did. The judges fucked them there. They wanted to push TJ Dillashaw, try to make him a star.
They're selling now.
Yeah, but let's start at Jan and Teixeira here in main event. Dugan, what are you thinking? You gonna go with the 3-1 favorite Jan, or do you think Teixeira can pull up the upset?
I think Teixeira can pull off the upset, but I mean, I think Blachowicz will take it.
Yeah.
If Teixeira does, that'd be pretty sick because he's like 41 fucking years old.
Yeah.
And he's he's been doing it for a long time.
He's got a crazy story. Like he I think this might be his like third title fight. Yep. I know he's fought John Jones for it before and Alexander Gustafsson. So he's always been in those title fights. He's fought Rumble Johnson as well. He's fought the best of the best, and it would be so sick to see Teixeira finally win the belt.
But Blachowicz is just too good at everything.
Yeah, he's on a whole nother
complete mixed martial artist.
Yeah, he is as complete as they come. He reminds me a lot of like the light heavyweight Stipe, in a sense, where it's like he's got that knockout power. He's a good technical boxer, but you know he could wrestle fuck you as well. So I'm rooting for Teixeira there, but yeah, I would bet on Jan. Or not, technically we're talking about two Jans, but yeah, Jan Blachowicz is who I would definitely bet on to win that fight.
Jan versus Sandhagen. So you see the odds right here. Corey Sandhagen is plus 190.
I like those odds, honestly. Yeah. Plus 190 is a lot for a great fighter like Sandhagen. I might... If I had like an extra $50 to $100 laying around, I might consider putting that down. Corey has the length on
Jan. Jan's a smaller.
Yeah, Jan's a smaller guy.
Corey Sandhagen has that length, so I feel like if he finds his range with the striking, I mean, he could. They're both high level strikers.
They're both very quick too. It could take one exchange and one of them gets knocked out. But yeah, it definitely gives Corey the advantage to be longer. He's got some good takedown defense as well, so I expect this to be a huge stand-up fight.
Definitely a kickboxing match here.
Yeah, and this is my predicted fight of the night. There's another good one though, because Dan Hooker's always in entertaining fights, and that's versus
always ready
Islam, and I think Islam is a heavy favorite here, minus 650. I think you do not bet against the smart money.
He's been crushing cans though, like
they've been giving him cans. I think Hooker's his real fight, even though Hooker's older. You might I don't know if you consider him a can or not. But
no, he's the number 6 contender.
Yeah,
the motherfucker is not. He's still good.
He's the number 6.
He's still good.
He's the number 6 can.
No.
No, he could legit beat Islam, and that's actually another really good bet right there.
He had a slugfest with Dustin Poirier that was like really impressive.
Yeah.
Is he a contender or a can tender?
But so these plus 460 odds are even better probably than the Corey Sandhagen odds at plus 190. Because you could definitely see Hooker beating Islam if he can keep it on the feet, and that's plus 460. That's a lot of money there that you'd be able to win. So, but realistically, if it's
I'm not gonna bet on any of this shit.
I know you're not betting on any of the stuff, but I'm saying who do you think's winning here?
Who do you think? What?
This one I don't really have a prediction. Makhachev is a beast, but so far he hasn't faced anyone in the top 10 even.
I agree.
So it's like Hooker's got a lot of experience. He's been in some fucking wars before. I mean, he could easily take it.
It almost seems like the first real fight for Islam, and almost like a trap fight, because everybody's expecting him to win, and Hooker can easily come in there and steal that from him. The first fight on this card, Volkov versus Tybura, I think is very interesting. Tybura just knocked out Greg Hardy in their last fight. Yeah. And I think Tybura is also a great value at 230. Volkov is rangier, longer, more technical, but Tybura just has like that Derek Lewis kind of power where he'll just hit you out of nowhere. And I mean, that's for most heavyweights, but Tybura is so quick with it, so that's another great value guy. Plus 230, and I actually think he's going to win this fight, so I would bet on him, honestly.
I don't know, man. Volkov is too tall. That motherfucker is like 7 feet tall, bro.
All right, you ready?
Do you remember their fight, though, with Derek Lewis? Because I think it's going to go exactly like that. Volkov outstriking him for like 3 rounds, and then Derek Lewis
a big ass right
catching
the fucking dome.
I think it'll go exactly like that, so that's why I would go with Tybura.
right. So I guess that wraps that up. We're gonna move on.
Wait, hold up. I'm about to run through this whole UFC. All right, Teixeira's winning, Peter Yan's winning, Hooker's winning, and Volkov's winning. All right. Now we're good. Now we're checking in with the NBA. All right. Honestly, I'm starting off the NBA with a team that I am super big on, the Chicago Bulls. I've hyped them up earlier, and I'm still on the train. They are having a great start to the season. They are currently undefeated, being led by Zach LaVine, averaging 25.5. DeMar coming behind with a smooth 22.5. And Lonzo's been cooking. Lonzo's been moving around, very active.
Great defense, active hands. He's averaging, 12 or 13 points, something like that?
14.3 points.
14 points.
5.8 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals.
That's a good stat line.
That's a
great
solid
stat line. Zach LaVine averaging 25. I imagine DeRozan with 22. Yeah. Vucevic has got to be up there in double.
Vucevic has got 14 points and 11.5 boards.
Yeah, typical double from Vucevic you can get. So they look like a great defensive team. They got Kobe White on the bench for shooting still. Zach LaVine can score 30-plus any given night. I remember we were talking about outside of Bucks and Nets at 1 and 2. Who could be like that 3 spot? And honestly, I would say the Bulls are looking real good for that 3 spot.
I think
maybe they could get to the 2 spot even.
Bam, first take. Face first, yeah. Big take.
Bulls can potentially reach the 2nd seed.
I think the Bulls are going to finish higher than the Brooklyn Nets this year. This fucking year.
That's what I was. 4 games, bro.
Bold take. Lock it in. Games. Lock it the fuck in, Dugan.
Think about it.
Game 4, Chicago Bulls higher than the Nets.
Because think about it.
Come back
Harden
to this.
Has clearly been affected by the rule changes. He's not.
He's getting
candidate.
Screwed by the rule change.
Yeah.
They're not calling They're not calling anything for him.
Glad they changed that
rule.
I am
so glad too.
And
what did I say? I said James Harden is not going to be your typical top 10 player anymore with this rule change, which is another advantage for the Bucks.
Yeah, he's really. I mean, he's still kind of doing his thing, but I don't know. They're gonna figure it out, but I just think the Bulls, the way they're built. They're so deep. Yeah. They're so deep. They're playing the right way.
They are not too top heavy at all. They got a lot of depth, and they just got a lot of scoring to go with defense, and they're gonna be a tough out for any team at this point, given the way they started.
They're a real powerhouse. I can't deny it. I really can't. And it's bold to say they're gonna be better than the Nets, but I really think it could happen just because they have so many different options. The Nets do too, but
might be in contention with Lonzo and the Bulls though.
That young boy, that young ball,
the young brother LaMelo and the Hornets. They beat the Nets. They are off to a great start.
No, they lost the Nets.
I'm pretty sure they
lost the Nets in OT. Or no, they lost to the Celtics. My bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say they beat the Nets.
No, they did beat the Nets. They lost to the Celtics in OT. But they're the Charlotte Hornets are 3-1 right now.
Yeah.
Behind their leading scorer, you know who it is?
LaMelo. It's got to be. Isn't it LaMelo?
Not. It's not LaMelo.
Oh fuck.
It's
Gordon Hayward.
No, it's Miles Bridges.
Miles Bridges. Yeah.
Miles is averaging 25 points right now.
Wow.
8.5 boards, 2 assists, 2 steals.
He's an all-star.
He is all over the place. Yeah. LaMelo is such a good facilitator.
Mm-hmm. He might average a triple-double this year.
I don't think it'll be that high because he's not really much of a rebounder. Like, he is tall, but he just doesn't rebound like that. Yeah, but with that being said, he's averaging 5.5 boards and just under 7 assists.
How many points?
22.8.
LaMelo?
Yeah.
So yeah,
LaMelo's looking like an all-star, no bullshit.
That's what I'm saying. Like on that.
And you gotta respect. You got Gordon Hayward and Kelly Oubre chipping in a respectable 17 each.
And you were saying, Jonah, they were like a dark horse team. I wasn't as sold on them as you were, but they are looking really, really good right now.
They're looking amazing, and they have that veteran leadership of Gordon Hayward just guiding all these young guys.
Yeah.
And they got Mason Plumlee as center, which is just funny to me.
That's just always a big body.
It's just funny to me.
That's so funny that he's still playing there.
Yeah, Mason Plumlee will always have a job, and he's going to be the next Udonis Haslem. Just always going to have a job in the NBA. But yeah, the East is tough now. We were just talking about the Bulls, talking about the Hornets.
We gotta talk about.
So we're gonna talk about the Bucks next. Not gonna bring on much about that loss to the Miami Heat.
Yeah,
we had only 10 players. I mean, it's
we were missing way too
many
many people.
We were coming off our ring ceremony.
The schedule makers hoed us with the Nets at home, and then like 2 nights later, Heat on the road.
Yeah, but the Bucks sitting at 2-1.
Nice. They're 3-1. They beat the Pacers last night.
Oh yeah, 3-1, 3-1, and they got a big game against the Timberwolves coming tomorrow.
Yeah, they had a very impressive bounce back when they lost the anomaly game, the Heat against the Spurs.
Yeah, I don't know. Grayson
went on the road and had a great game, and when the Bucks are great on the road, because they're gonna basically win almost every game at Pfizer.
Yeah,
they are unstoppable at Pfizer.
Yeah, I don't know. The Bucks are looking good this year. Like Giannis,
dude, Grayson Allen has been excellent.
I've always said Grayson Allen's probably the best addition of this.
He's shooting a little bad from 3. He's only 31%, but
that'll pick up.
It will definitely.
He scored 19 points last night.
Yeah, he'll get around to like 38% on 3, I think.
Yeah, and all we're looking at him is 35.
George Hill's been nice too.
I mean, I think he's got to get more.
He's a backup, obviously, but with Drew Holiday being hurt, he's filled in just fine. I mean, he's used to playing with Giannis and his crew.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's another shooter off the bench.
But I want him
45.
Middleton's been playing great.
Yeah, Middleton has swagger and confidence. But I want George Hill just to take a few more shots. I think he's being a little more
I can't wait for Rodney Hood to get healthy.
Still been nice.
Connaughton has been really, really good off the bench.
Yep.
But I can't wait for Semi Ojeleye too to get into this lineup with his 3-and-D.
Honestly, I don't know if he's gonna crack rotation here. I think they might end up getting rid of him.
He's hurt right now.
I know he's hurt right now. But he could.
You know who else has been?
He'll fill that PJ Tucker role.
Has been playing well as well.
Yeah, he has really been playing well. But Ojeleye could just end up like Torrey Craig last year, bro. He's the perfect guy for the Bucks system, but Bud just didn't fuck with him. Yeah, it could be.
I don't know. I hope it works out.
Such a good shooter.
He reminds me so much of PJ Tucker, Semi Ojeleye does.
Yeah,
and then if you have Rodney Hood cracking that rotation, we know he's still a
good
shooter.
I don't know. I like Dugan said it. Rodney Hood could be that guy that just misses out. I think he might be.
Yeah, I think if any of these free agents are gonna flake,
because Dante comes back. Dante comes back. That's less time for Nwora, and Nwora is playing better than Rodney Hood, so it's way less time for Rodney Hood.
Well, I think when
and Drew
I think when Dante comes back, it's gonna be less minutes for probably Allen.
No,
it'll be less. It'll be a combo of a little bit less for Pat, a little bit less for Allen, a lot less for Nwora. Nwora's gonna take the biggest hit when Dante comes back.
That sucks.
I don't think so.
I think it'll be an even split amongst them. I think like Dante will get like 20 of Allen's minutes.
But you also got to think too,
like 10 of like 7.
You also got to think too. Right now, the Bucks are playing smaller because Bobby Portis hasn't been there a couple games.
Yeah.
So once Bobby Portis,
Brook Lopez is hurt too.
Brook Lopez has been out. So they've been playing smaller. They've been running more Giannis at the 5.
Yeah.
And that puts more guards in the lineup. And
last night
big
they
guys
started
come back.
Thanasis at the second forward spot.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. That's funny. This got to be the deepest team in the NBA.
Thanasis has taken a jump this year.
Yeah,
I've always liked him on D. I still need to see a little more on offense. He attacks the glass.
I forget which game it was I was watching. It was in the Brooklyn game, and it might have been the Heat game when they were getting blown out. But Thanasis, was like handling the ball, and he didn't look like last year. He handled the ball, and it's like, what are you doing, bro?
I always cringed.
But now he was handling the ball, and he looked confident with it. And it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it looks.
He's getting more minutes this season.
He looks better driving to the rim.
Yes, he looks more under control.
He's moving really well off the ball.
Yeah, I mean when you train,
all looks better. Yeah, when you're training with
Giannis is like a perfect passer.
Yeah,
now, so it's like. Dude,
Giannis has gotten so much better too, and
Giannis is averaging like 6.5, 7 assists. Jumpers better.
Let me look again. His points. See, people are gonna say Giannis is worse this year because his point totals are gonna be lower, but it's because we have 4 or 5 guys averaging double figures.
Yeah,
and his assists are gonna rise. His assists are gonna
be at like 7 or 8. He'll have like a LeBron.
He's averaging 6.5 assists right now.
Yeah,
he's averaging 24.5 10.5 boards, 6.5 assists.
That's pretty beastie stat line.
Yeah,
that's like
some people would be like,
probably
oh,
averaging like a block or two.
LeBron's stat line. Yeah, probably like a steal and like a block.
Yeah,
and a half
I don't know
too,
why
man.
these stats on NBA.com don't show fucking blocks.
Yeah,
they show
no
steals but no blocks.
Yeah, no love to the blocks.
I can go on Basketball Reference, but it just doesn't fit my screen
But
right.
I mean, Giannis is always like a PER prince though too. He always ranks like top 5 in just player efficiency rating.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're 3-1 after rebound games on the road. You know, against Spurs and Pacers. They got play the T-Wolves.
Yeah, I'm really excited to watch this game.
I am too, because people are low-key sleeping on the T-Wolves.
The T-Wolves are a young team that's balling the fuck out right now.
Yeah, Anthony Edwards has clearly taken a step. You know, Karl Anthony Towns is good. You know how high we are on him. He's gonna get his. He's like a lock for 25 points a game. So hopefully, Giannis can slow him down. And I don't know if Brook is gonna be playing in that game or not, but hopefully he is, because we don't want Cat to pop off for like 28, 30 points on us. And then D'Angelo Russell is there, you know.
Yeah, D'Angelo's averaging like a cool 17 right now. He's like their third option, but it's like one of the most lethal third options in the league.
Yeah, right. I mean, you can't ask for better than like
he's
good
averaging.
defense and
He's
17
averaging.
points
D'Lo's
for your
averaging
third option.
14.3 right now. Cat's averaging 29, and Anthony Edwards is averaging 25.3. Anthony Edwards, he's a young boy that's not scared.
Not scared
you guys probably didn't see it because it's a game that meant nothing. But they were playing Houston, and he hit like 3 threes in a row right before the end of a quarter. And he pointed at their coach and like called a timeout for him. He's like, "Y'all need one. Y'all need one." I was like, "This young kid is not scared, bro." That's the biggest thing.
Him and LaMelo are embracing the superstar roles.
Andrew Wiggins, everyone's hype is like Air Canada. He's gonna be the next Jordan, but he didn't have that. Like some people, they go out there and they're just killers, and that is like the true thing that makes a superstar. Like you gotta want that moment, and you want to dance after you fucking do it, bro.
Yep. Well,
that's why I don't know. That's why I'm just super high on the T-Wolves. Like I don't think they're gonna win the title.
I think so too.
I think they're gonna make the playoffs this year. I think they're gonna make the playoffs.
Sneak in an 8th or 7th.
It's really all on Cat and one of the other guys to do something.
Yeah,
because Cat, there's been a lot of accusations on Cat that he's soft.
Yeah, he's soft and no
he doesn't work hard.
If he can average like 27 and like 12 rebounds, and Anthony Edwards can give him like 23 and 10 or something like that, I think they could go. Because D'Angelo Russell he's going to step it up. I think he'll start shooting better.
Yeah.
They just need to focus on the defense. It's all on the defense because you know they can score over.
Yeah, they got Pat Bev over there now too.
Yeah, John, I completely forgot about that. It's a good pickup for them.
Yeah, they need the defense. They got a lot. They got a lot of young guys.
Over like 110 each game.
They got a lot of young guys that are pretty good.
Yeah, the future might be premature of me to say, but the future is bright and for the T-Wolves.
Speaking of futures and their brightness, the face first fuck up of the week.
Yes.
NBA Suns owner Robert Sarver.
He said some shit.
Under fire for his rampant racism, sexism, and sexual harassment.
And this goes completely in line with our first two face first fuck ups of the week: Urban Meyer and John Gruden. And this is just more owners being shit.
Yeah, bro.
So,
and apparently the Suns
you just expect it at this point.
Yeah. Why do only pieces of shit get to own teams?
They're always horrible people. Every time.
They got why do all of them have this like almost like slave master mentality?
Yeah, it's fucked up. But honestly, this guy doesn't deserve our breath. But I have a real question out of this. Fuck Robert Sarver, but if he does get forced out,
dude, what does he look like?
Who's
I'm about
gonna
to
buy
look it
the
up on my phone
Suns?
right now.
You think Bezos gets in the NBA?
I think he might get in football.
Yeah.
For the Washington football team.
Oh man,
they got their own fuck up going on.
Dude,
over
look
there.
at this fucking.
But yeah, apparently the Suns knew about these emails. Like they knew like what he was saying, and they just hid it.
Damn, look at this motherfucker.
Robert Sarver, he looks fucked up. Bro.
Yeah, he does.
Of course that guy's a racist.
He looks like a slur or two have come out of his mouth.
Look at how much he looks like John
John Gruden, yeah, he almost, dude.
That second picture, he does look like John Gruden.
John Gruden in that picture.
If you want to follow along with us at home, just Google Robert Sarver.
Yeah. Take a look at this fucking guy.
This fucking bozo.
The NBA has kicked out Donald Sterling, for one.
For similar fucked up thing.
I figured the Suns would be in high demand. I mean, they got a good team.
Yeah, they were just in the finals.
I'm sure some Tech Valley motherfucker would definitely go in there and scoop up the Suns.
Yeah. Teams are just so expensive, bro. It's literally billions.
Yeah.
Billions.
Yeah, each team's worth like at least probably 3 to like
no,
10
it's not that high.
Between like 1 and
There's
5.
Definitely been some inflation in the last couple years.
Like $5 billion.
Yeah, the Knicks are 5, but like literally like 2-3 years ago, the Knicks were only worth like $1.5 billion, bro. Like shit's going up. Yeah, it's insane.
They made the playoffs last year.
Yeah, true. The Knicks do have a brighter future.
I mean, still, that's at least a couple billion for the Suns. Like, that's pretty much half the price that they paid for all of UFC right now, for just a team in the NBA.
Yeah, and this week there's about to be some crazy games coming up this week.
Bucks. I'm going to the game on Sunday.
Hell yeah! Who do they play?
Playing the Jazz.
That should be a fun one.
Yeah,
it definitely should be a fun one.
Good game.
Tell what's his name, Rudy Gobert, to fuck himself. No, but this week, honestly, I think you guys should catch any fucking Charlotte game you're available to watch, because they're a young team and they're so exciting to watch, and they have this one announcer, bro.
Yeah, no,
that just freaks out. Yeah, he's like, oh my god.
Especially when Miles Bridges dunks.
Anytime Miles Bridges dunks, it sounds like the guy's gonna have a stroke.
Hell yeah.
Who do the Lakers play next? Because what are the Lakers 1 and they're 1-3 right now?
Lakers
right?
are 1-2, I believe.
Or 1-2. And they play the Spurs next.
Russell Westbrook has been sucking it up.
Yeah.
Anthony Davis.
Both LA teams have been struggling. I think the Clippers won one game. I think they beat the Grizzlies because Paul George dropped like 40.
Yeah,
Paul George balled out. Oh no, the Lakers, they beat the Grizzlies because Ja Morant missed the last free throw to tie the game. He got fouled, down 3, hit the first 2, missed the last one.
Damn.
Yeah, it was super sad.
Nets are 1-2 too, right?
Yeah, all the top teams have had little rocky starts.
It's surprising. Hornets are going off. Wizards, Kuzma has been having a good game for them.
Yeah, Kuzma's been balling out low key. Before they lost to Brooklyn, he was averaging like 18 points and 14 boards. Yeah. And then after the L, because he kind of have a shitty game, he's averaging like 13 points and 13 boards or 14 points.
Yeah, and that's a dude I'm definitely rooting for because, like, his rookie year, he balled out, averaged, like, 25 points a game, yeah.
LeBron came in and kind of hoed him. And
just ruined his
everyone
confidence.
thought he was trash.
Yeah, so I hope he can get to a borderline or hopefully even an all-star level.
Yeah, the Warriors turned up to start the year, too.
Yeah, Steph has been on a mission. Didn't shoot good first game, but, got the triple-double. Just dropped 45. He had 25 in one quarter. And they still don't have Clay or Wiseman in that lineup.
Or Kuminga.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, they're about to get so many more pieces back.
Portland is off to a slow start, though.
Ja Morant is averaging 35 points a game.
Yeah,
Ja Morant has looked
Dude, I seen this one video. I seen this video on Twitter. It was like after 3 games, Ja Morant's highlight film looks like the end of the year mixtape, and it did, bro. He's been playing on a whole nother level. Watch this shit, bro.
He will always be compared to Zion in his draft class, and now Zion is just out here at
he's the best player from the draft, bro.
Yeah, Ja, for real.
And I said it.
You low-key did.
I said it on Facebook. I will find the post of
I know you did. I somehow remember this.
Yeah, because I was trying to get his Murray State jersey.
Because I was kind of thinking, too, I'm like, it's going to be a lot closer than people think between Ja and Zion. So far, he's just blowing them away. Like, completely carrying the Grizzlies to a respectable team, him and Dillon Brooks.
Yeah, and they've kind of built a team around him, too, already.
Yeah, honestly,
they won some playoff games last year.
Give them, like an off season or two, and this team can seriously do some damage. All
right, guys, thanks for listening. This has been another episode of the Face First Podcast. Make sure to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Check out our website at facefirst.com. And remember, always dive in face first. I've been Jonah.
I'm Madden.
And I'm Dugan.
See ya!
Fuck.